Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. I'm doing some T5 Abyss because, as I told you guys before, I'm trying to get those Vorton Specialization skill books. They go for a lot and I need that ISK to get it, so T5 Abyss is where I optimally do Abyss sites. So I've seen actually a lot of people, they actually do frigate Abyss sites multi-boxing. Honestly, I think that could be a good goal, but to be honest, right now at least, I can't be bothered to have to set up multiple accounts. That I can see like people really pull in a lot of ISK because, you know, doing the frigate Abyss, you can get 3 times the amount of ISK as doing cruiser Abyss. So, I mean, it would be really good, but I just feel like it'll be a lot of micromanagement with all the 3 accounts and also having to have 3 accounts subscribed. I think it's just a bit too overkill for me, at least at this point in my EVE career. Maybe later when I get when I progress and don't have anything to spend my money on. But we're in the Abyssal Dead Space, the depths of the Abyss, T5 Electric. Some people even call it Abyssal Dead Space who don't like Abyssal Dead Space. They call it Abysmal Dead Space. And that's a bit unfortunate because I like Abyssal Dead Space. I think it's a fun activity to do, you know. It gets repetitive a bit in the Gila. People make fun of Gila pies that, oh, you're using a Gila, it's so boring. And I mean, I do like using other ships apart from the Gila. I agree that it's good to have some kind of change of pace. I'm all about the change of pace, guys. You know, I like to do different things from time to time, but the thing is just that the Gila is just so relaxing. You don't have to stress about doing this. However, the Abyss still has some sort of variation. You always have these guys attacking your drones. You always get the occasional wrecking shots from Charybdis, Tyrannosaurus Rex. So you get big problems there sometimes, and you know, it can make your heart rate go up, and that is what I think is enough thrill for me. Okay, I'm a bit of a camper, I know, and you guys, there are many people who think that I'm just scrub for using this safe method of doing Abyss sites, but it doesn't come without its downsides as well. You know, the gankers. I talk a lot about the abyssal gankers. They've killed me many times, and that's also another thing. Is, you know, you got these Gilas that are able to do these sites very well, but problem is you're gonna expel a lot of bling on them. Then you can wreck you pretty hard. That's also a reason why I want to get those Vorton Specialization skill books, you know, the Edencom skill books, because I'll be able to fly the Stormbringer. And the Stormbringer, I've made a video about the Stormbringer before, and the Stormbringer seems to excel at doing the T5 Abyss. Unless you come across these Bethnic Abyssal Overmind, then it's pretty slow, but all the other ones, it's pretty fast. It's a bit hard to get the loot caches, but you do them so fast that you can basically just blitz the site so fast that in the end you're actually going to make a lot of money that way. So you can see here, we're fully utilizing our filament, we're grabbing all nodes. But in the T5 it will not be the same, or with the Stormbringer, the Edencom Cruiser, it'll probably not be the same thing. It'll probably be best, unless the loot caches are really close to your like spawn point, it'll probably be a lot better to just get the bioadaptive and then just, you know, complete the site as fast as possible, because, you know, doing the site faster, you're going to get more power that way instead of using your time to collect all these nodes. And the nodes can give a lot of ISK. I mean, sometimes I would say maybe 40, even sometimes 50% if you're lucky from the money. But the times you get when you do the Stormbringer is just amazing. You can complete the sites in like 10 minutes, sometimes even less if you've got the good spawns. I know the rogue drone frigate spawn can be done in like 2 minutes. It's really good for that. And something even more I've been thinking of doing it, particularly this Stormbringer, is not actually for the T5. It's actually been for the T4. Because the thing is, with the T4, it'll be a lot more friendly for me to do it in, how do you say, less bling ships and in Gita. I mean, I know that people do get ganked who run T4 sites, but the thing is, it's not as common as people who run T5, or let alone T6 sites. Poof. You see that wrecking shot right there? Just almost is gone right there. So and that has happened 2 times in a row they have come, and I have actually lost armor, and that has been a bit scary. But what I was saying is that I'm thinking of perhaps using a Stormbringer for the T4 Abyss, because the thing is, the T4 Abyss is alright when it comes to money. I mean, it's not great, but it's alright. It's like, in my opinion, it's okay. But the thing is, when you're using the Stormbringer, you're going to be doing the sites so fast. So I can imagine maybe you'd be doing the sites in like under 8 minutes, like less than T3 level speeds with the Gila. So I think maybe you'll be earning quite a lot by just doing the sites really fast, and then along with it being quite easy to tank the Stormbringer a lot, it makes you don't have to spend so much on it. So I like the idea of using relatively cheap ships for the Abyss. I know many of you guys ask me a lot, oh, please do Alpha Clone friendly ships, please do these cheap ships, and I think it's really cool, but it's just that, like, especially like Alpha Clone stuff, I don't have a account that's got Alpha Clone skills, so it's hard for me to do really good tests on them. I mean, I have done tests in my ACVAC account, but I think it doesn't give a really good idea of how do you say, the skill, like the skill requirements, or like how it would be for an Alpha Clone to do it. But on the Stormbringer, on the other hand, it's I feel like that is something that is a very you don't have to bling it too much to be able to do the T4s very well. I think that'll be very good for doing them in Jita then, because I love to be able to do Abyss in Jita. People always say that, oh, don't do Abyss in Jita, you're gonna get ganked, and that's too true, especially when it comes to the T5s. However, I mean, if you're using a cheap ship, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue, because I mean, if you do get ganked and you're in a cheap ship, you can replace it, or just in general, if you're in something with like an assault damage control, that maybe you'll be able to combat it that way. And I think it's just in general more relaxing. You know, the Abyss, you can get these kind of disconnects. It has happened to me once that I disconnected due to internet problems. The story behind that was actually the Wi-Fi router actually. It turned off. Someone needed to turn it off for they needed to like fix something with the they needed to fix something with the connection. They needed to restart the router. They didn't tell me, so someone in my family then, and they didn't tell me. And then I lost my like 1.5 billion ISK ship just like that. I was so angry. You know how angry I was at that. So that's something I think would be pretty cool with the Stormbringer, if I'm able to use it to do the T4s very, very quickly and in not so expensive fit. That I think will be a very fun experience, because, or it'll be a very relaxed experience. Like, it'll be on the same level as almost L4 missions. Like, L4 missions are still really good. I love to use the battleships to just annihilate NPCs. But one thing I really like about the L4 missions is that, you know, they're very relaxing. Very relaxing. Don't give the best ISK, but they're very relaxing. And that's the thing. If I use a Stormbringer, then I can imagine that's going to be very relaxing. You could just go in Jita. You go around. You could just wreck people. They'll be very relaxing. The way I do it now is that I have actually got. I do T4s in Jita in a Gila, and it's a very cheap Gila, so it doesn't really matter if it gets ganked. Thing is, it's got expensive implants. The problem with expensive implants is that, like, if I do die to a disconnect, then that'll be very unfortunate. I would not want to lose that. The ship itself, I'm fine with losing, but not the implants. I'll be very sad if I lose the implants. The thing is, with the Stormbringer, I think I'll be able to do it without even using implants. So that'll be very, very relaxing. I know that it's possible with some other ships, like the Zealot, especially, possible to do T4s without implants. So that is a possibility as well. Not just the Stormbringer, but I like the Stormbringer. I like the incom ships in general, because it feels like they were made for Qarabs. They were made for the Qarabs who want to go and kill the like NPCs. Like, they're made to shoot multiple targets. It feels like it's almost made for NPCs. But the Thunderchild, though, didn't seem to be particularly good for Ratic. However, the Abyss, definitely, I think that it probably is going to be a good alternative here, because when it comes to the Stormbringer, then unfortunately there's no you know, battleship of this. I would have loved to use a Rattlesnake or Thunderchild there. That would be so cool. Or even better, a Marauder. Oof. You know, I wish there was like a really, really difficult Abyss, like maybe like T7 Abyss that existed for battleships. Oh my god, that would be so good. Just to use probably like a Golem or something, because a Golem can have an extremely good active tank with if you get the high gear crystals. Then you have an X-Large shield booster. You can't have the X-Large armor repairs for some reason. They don't have that. You will tank so much, and especially when you got Bastion module on top of that. It makes your battleship kind of stationary. You can't move, but it gives you really good tank. Just amazing tank you can have. So it'll be fun just tanking a whole room worth of ships. The thing is, I've mentioned this before. It's just that if Battleship Abyss exists, either it's going to be so much better in terms of rewards than Cruiser Abyss that no one will run it, or that it's not gonna give as good rewards as Cruiser Abyss, and then you may as well just it's not going to give as good rewards as Cruiser Abyss, then you may as well do Cruiser Abyss in a cheaper ship. But then again, they could perhaps do it so that in some way that like it gives a little bit better, and if it gives a little bit better than the Cruiser Abyss, like they could even make a separate filament, like, you know, T3 and then for battleships, or T4 for battleships. So maybe it gives, I don't know, 20% more. But then the spawns, obviously, they're going to be a lot harder. So you do have to, like, it's not like you can just use like a cheap, crappy battleship and then like that's half the price of a somewhat semi-blinged Gila and just wreck it. You would have to like actually bling it to the same extent to do the same route. What I mean is that this is something I mention a lot, is that I wish there was more battleship related content in EVE Online, like when it comes to PvE. We've got the missions, and we used to have the invasions don't exist anymore. I wish there was more battleship related content, and that is something that I think would be really cool when it comes to the Abyss. I like flying battleships in general quite a lot. It's nice, especially like really long ranged ones. It's nice being like it's artillery style battleship where you're kind of like, you're slow but you just like snipe people really far away. I think that's really cool. I mean, it's not so interactive obviously as using a cruiser or frigate, but I think it's just pretty cool having a really boss and heavy ship that can just shoot things that are really far away. However, it's very slow, so you can get, you know, tackled by small stuff. Okay, there we go. This T5 site done. I don't think I got particularly good loot here. Let's see what I got right here. 47 million. Not the best, but we got this Cataclysmic. That's not hard with it. This Kikimora though. This is the thing. Kikimora, I think it is worth quite a bit actually. It depends. This goes up and down. This goes up and down a lot, but I know it has at one point gone for 30 mil, so you could probably say that we got like 70 mil right here. Alright, T5 site done. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.